Alright, today I've got 5 tips that I wish I knew as a complete beginner. I'm not going to mess about, so let's get straight into number 1. Okay, number 1, ego lifting. This is using a weight too heavy for your strength level. This can deteriorate your form and lead you into injury. This was a massive game changer for me when I first started. I'd be getting aches and pains all over my body. Dropping the weight and focusing on my form almost worked as a long-term investment. So this worked in a way which my weight would slowly creep up back again as I was getting my form dialed back in. This led me to lift much heavier weights with a far safer and effective form. It's quite soul destroying at first. In most cases, I even halved my working weights just so I could dial in on the form, but now I couldn't thank myself enough for it. Lowering the weight also helps to establish what's called the mind-muscle connection. This means that we can really dial in and focus on the selected muscle that we're using when performing an exercise. Using a slower tempo is great for increasing your control over the weight. Power through the concentrics and really try control all eccentric movements for maximal muscle growth. Okay, for number 2, we've got nutrition. Nutrition is arguably just as important as the training. It's like having a car and wanting to go somewhere, but not actually putting any fuel in. Think of nutrition as exactly this, just fuel for your body. Your body won't grow and adapt in the ways that you want it to if you're not putting the right fuel in. Protein is a massive factor when it comes to building muscle. Without protein, your body can't repair its muscle tissues and you'll just end up spinning your wheels in the gym. A good tip is to eat a lot of protein in the morning. This high protein breakfast means that you don't have to worry about too much more of it later down the line in the day. You should strive to eat around 1 gram per pound of body weight of protein each and every day. This is to ensure that you get the maximum amount of protein into your system that your body is capable of repairing tissues from. So for example, I'm 180 centimeters and I eat just 180 grams of protein here or there every day. Another huge part of nutrition is your calorie intake. If you're looking to gain weight, you want to be eating more calories than you're burning, and vice versa if we're trying to lose weight. A good rule of thumb if we're gaining weight is to gain 1% of your body weight per month. This can be 1% of your body weight per week of weight loss if we're losing weight. If we start to lose a little bit more than this, then we can start to lose lean muscle tissue alongside, which is never good. This is also the reason why our protein intake is relatively high, especially when we're losing weight, because we want to hold on to as much muscle as we possibly can. Number 3, progressive overload, aka increasing difficulty. This could be adding weight to the bar, adding an extra rep, adding another set. It's just making something a little bit harder than last time, so our body has something to adapt to in the next session. The most common way of progressive overloading is just to add weight to the bar. I keep track of this by using a spreadsheet and I just try beat my previous records in the sessions. It might not be every single session, or it might not even be 1 week. It could be over 2 or even 3 weeks, depending on how much weight you're actually lifting and how experienced you are. Using a spreadsheet like I do is a great way to know that you're making all the progress that you can. If you're just using the same weights every time, your body will adapt to this and you'll end up spinning your wheels. This is a very simple point and it is often massively overlooked. Please take care when you're using progressive overload because it's such a great tool to drive your muscle growth and strength in the gym. Okay, coming in at number 4, we've got sleep. Now this isn't just sleep quantity, but also sleep quality. This plays a vital part in your recovery. Interruptions in sleep can lead us to feel under-rested even if we've had 8 hours of sleep. Here are some ways in which we can improve our sleep. Avoid screens for at least 1 hour before bed. Blue light from devices trick our eyes into thinking it's still daytime, keeping us awake late into the night. Remove all caffeine intake past 2 p.m. Caffeine has what's called a half-life effect and it will stay in your system for a very long time, so be sure to cut that back before you go to sleep. If you want to know a little bit more about caffeine, I've made a really detailed video and I'll link it just here. A cool, dark and quiet room. This helps to create a relaxing environment where we can sleep easily. Reduce liquid intake 2 hours before bed. This will stop any unwanted trips to the toilet in the middle of the night. Okay, finally for number 5, we've got consistency. A good quote that I follow is that you can be consistently good or you can be occasionally great. It's always better to be consistently good. These provide great results across the board. Now, this is one of the most important things that I learned about fitness early on, is that you have to put in a lot of time. Nothing comes quickly or easily. Everything comes from consistency. Turning up day in, day out, and putting the work in. Just make sure that you're checking off all the fundamentals. Consistency taught me not to worry about that odd session here and there that you've missed, but take a look at the bigger picture overall and make sure you're nailing 90% of all your sessions. All right, there's all 5 tips that I wish I knew before I started the gym. If you feel I've missed anything, please don't hesitate. Just leave a comment in the section down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.